Live from clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at 5:30. This is a News 6 Plus takeover. Here now is Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells with Talk to Tom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talk to Tom. I am Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. This is what we call Talk to Tom. Started out many moons ago, back in 2004 during the hurricane season, so you could talk to me on TV. You could call in. I would take your call and try to answer what was going on in Central Florida, try to give folks during hurricanes, a chance to kind of talk to someone, calm down, try to rest assured you're going to be okay. It built up to where I did it on Facebook every day while I was doing radio weather. And then during the last hurricane season, during Hurricane Ian, my general manager thought it went so well. He's like, dude, that should be on all the time. So we started doing Talk to Tom every Thursday at 5:30. A little bit different vibe, but I do still get to take your questions. You can send us your questions anytime you want to at clickorlando.com/talk to Tom, and I'll try to answer them. Sometimes we'll be able to get you on through a Zoom, let you talk to me face to face, and sometimes we'll just do them like we're going to do them today. Our first question comes from our friend, Anthony Marchese. Anthony was not able to call in today, but he says, when we were living in Winter Garden, my house was hit by lightning 3 times. My wife and I now live in Southeast Palm Bay. We have considered those spiky roof lightning rods. My question is, do the spiky rods work, or do they make the situation worse by attracting lightning to their location? Okay, Anthony, great question. First of all, I'm glad you're in love with Central Florida and live not only in Winter Garden, but now in Southeast Palm Bay. Hey, lightning rods do work. They do not attract lightning, even if you get the tall, spiky ones. And if you put them on your house this day and age, that's really not what they're going to look like. You're used to seeing things like out in the Midwest or out in a farming community where you go by a barn. Those great big spikes are up every 6 to 12 feet along the house with pieces running down to the ground. What the lightning rods do, or what the lightning systems do, is that if your house is hit by lightning and that lightning starts to spread out through your roof, it'll hit that metal and shoot down the metal. What you want is to have some way to transfer the lightning. If the lightning hits like your roof line and you're not protected, it runs through, let's say, a wooden beam. Wood does not transfer lightning or electricity as well as metal. So it builds up and all of a sudden, boom, it explodes into a ball of fire. If it hits your roof, it starts to spread out and hits that metal. The metal conducts it and disperses that lightning quickly down its frame, shoots it into the ground, and in the underground around where your house is, they will have buried where they want the lightning to go. They'll bury the leaders all the way down into the ground. It does not attract lightning, but it disperses the lightning when it hits your house or the target. That's the idea behind a lightning rod. And no, it does not attract lightning. It's not a bad idea to have them. I will tell you, I do not have a lightning system on my house. My house does not have that. So, all right, next question from Rick M., who wants to know, do you recommend people leave an indoor swimming pool when lightning is the area? And if so, how close? Okay, Rick M., we were just talking about this in the break earlier. Yeah, I would say get out of that pool for the same reason you don't want to take a shower during a heavy thunderstorm. You don't want to sit in a bubble bath in your bathtub during a thunderstorm. And you don't want to be on a landline phone. You can be on your cell phone inside your house, but you can't be on a landline phone during a thunderstorm, or you shouldn't be. Because if you do, you run the risk of being bit or struck by lightning. And here's the deal. Anytime your house is struck by lightning, or the yard is struck by lightning, or maybe the plumbing, it runs through the plumbing, can disperse through your house, come right up, right into your bathtub, or right into your shower, through your shower head, and leap from the shower head, boom, and hit you in the head. It won't really run through the water, I don't think. I mean, it could. If running water's coming, it could run through the water. But chances are it's going to run through the metal, come into your bathroom, and boom, strike you there. So you don't want to be in the shower. You don't want to be in the bathtub. And you absolutely, positively do not want to be in a big body of water, even though it might be covered, an indoor swimming pool during a lightning storm. I've been at water polo games where they had to pull kids out of the water down at the aquatic center on I Drive during a big thunderstorm to get the kids out of the water. We shut it down. They sure do, for safety reasons. Absolutely. You can never be assured that the lightning won't hit the building or won't hit outside or hit the building, track in the plumbing, and get the kids in the pool. So get out of the indoor pool. Yep, I'd say shut her down. Now, how close? I'd say 8 miles. The term that we always use is if you can hear it, fear it. If you see it, you really got to flee it. So if it's within 5 miles, absolutely. If it's within 8, I still would shut it down. I don't feel safe if it's within 10. So if you got the lightning tracker right here on your phone, get the WKMG weather app right here on your phone, and it's like having radar and lightning tracker in your pocket. So you can go there and we track the lightning if it's within 8 to 10 miles. I would say pull the kids out, get yourself out, wait till 30 minutes after the last lightning strike, at least the last rumble of thunder, before you get back in. Okay, thanks, Rick. Next question is from Rick Mowry, who says, it appears that global warming may have started 80 to 100 years ago. Since most of the record high temperatures were set in the 1920s and 30s, range, do you agree? Okay, that's a big assumption there, Rick, that most are set 20s and 30s. That's not really true. They're kind of all over the board. Lots of them have been set in the 2000s. Lots of them were set in the 50s. There are some that date back to the 20s and 30s. As I'm recording this just yesterday, I remember the daytime record high that we tied the other day was set in 1918, and we tied that record. So that wasn't really the 20s and 30s. That was pre that. So when did global warming start? Great question. Depends on who you talk to and what expert you're talking with and how you're judging when did the warming begin. Some people believe the warming actually began on a small scale in the 1500s, once we as humans started burning coal and adding more carbon to the atmosphere, and populations exploded. Keep in mind that if there weren't many humans on the planet, if we weren't here, we wouldn't be burning coal. We wouldn't be burning fossil fuels, gasoline. We wouldn't be putting carbon in the atmosphere, but we did. And starting in the 1600s is when that really got to going, and then really cranked it up, I believe, in the 1840s, 1850s, 1860s. And then with the true arrival of the Industrial Revolution is when it really became more of a big factor. So I would say that, yes, global warming did start a long time ago. We've just been able to recognize the footprint of it more in the last 100 years. Now that we have almost 200 years of records to look at, we have to go back when we're digging farther back and look at ice cores or cores from coral reefs or cores from trees that are cut down and destroyed to try to figure out when things expanded, when things were really hot, what fluctuations are normal and what's out of range. And what we've been going through in the last few years, the last decade and a half, maybe 20 years, is way out of range. We've had like the 5 or 10 hottest years on record have all been within the last 10 or 15 years. It's crazy how hot things have suddenly gotten, and it's become the new normal. I hype on it a lot during Talk to Tom, questions every week, and on our Forecasting Change segment. We normally feature that at 7 o'clock on Thursdays, Forecasting Change. Check us out. Remember, you can always submit questions anytime on clickorlando.com/talk to Tom. And if you'll stay with us for just a few minutes, we'll come back and talk about golf. Well, we're at least going to talk about the man who's helping to keep people safe while they're out in the open playing golf. Don't go away. We'll be right back.